Hi everyone! In this video, we're going to go over how to convert between exponential and logarithmic form. So, before we get into these questions, let's just look at what this means. If we look at exponential functions, we have our base to the power of a number is equal to a number. If we look at log form, we have log of our base to our number is equal to the exponent. So how are these related? They are essentially saying the same thing, they're just in different orders. So if we look at our log function, it is saying b to the power of x is equal to x. And you can always switch it between exponential and log form. So let's take a look at how this would work. If we have 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 81, that means we have log. Our base is 3, so we're always going to write that as the lower number. The next thing we're writing is our result of the exponential, so 81, and that would be equal to our exponent, which is 4. So how you can read this is 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 81. Let's look at our next question. So in our next question, we have the square root of 64 is equal to 8. To make this easier to see, we're going to first use our exponent rules to convert this to 64 to the power of 1 over 2 is equal to 8. Then we can write it in log form. So log, ask yourself what the base is. The base is 64. The result is 8, and the exponent is 1/2. So this is worded as 64 to the power of 1/2 is equal to 8. Looking at our next questions now, we have 5 to the power of 4 is equal to 625. So log, our base is 5, our result is 625, and our exponent is 4. So 5 to the power of 4 is equal to 625. And finally, we have 9 to the power of -2 is equal to 1 over 81. So log, what is the base? The base is 9. What is the result? It is 1 over 81. What is the exponent? It is -2. So again, 9 to the power of -2 is equal to 1 over 81. So what happens if we're going the other way? What happens if we're converting log to exponential? And we can see that in these examples. Remember, the first step is finding your base, so that would be 6. Raised to the power of 2 is equal to 36. That's all this one is saying. So 6 to the power of 2 equals 36. Same thing with the next one. We have 289 to the power of 1 over 2 is equal to 17. This one can actually be written in two ways. So the first way is what I just said, 289 to the power of 1 over 2 is equal to 17. The second way involves putting a square root around the 289 using our exponent rules and having that equal to 17. Our next one involves variables. So we have 7 over 4 is our base. That raised to the power of y will give us x. So that means we have 7 over 4 as our base. Raised to the power of y should give us a result of x. And finally, in our next one, our base is y. If you raise that to the power of -8, you will get x. So y raised to the power of -8 is equal to x. So logarithmic functions and exponential functions are essentially saying the same thing. You just have to be familiar with switching between one form and the other.